Good morning, children. And this is our English class. I hope you remember the things that we learned before. And this way, we'll go into a new lesson. And the lesson topic is, or the title is, The Last Sheep. Here we have a good story. Hope you will like the story. You all like to hear stories, right? So we are going to see about a little boy who had a sheep. Usually, we all think like if anything is big, that is going to be help us always. And if we see a small thing, we say, okay, this is no use of it. இதுக்கு வேல்யூ இல்லை. சின்னதுன்னா ஒன்றும் யூஸ் இல்லை. பிக்னா ரொம்ப பெருசு, அது நமக்கு ரொம்ப யூஸ்ஃபுல்லா இருக்கும் அப்படின்ற நினைப்போம் இல்லையா? அது மாதிரி யாராவது ரொம்ப டாலா ரொம்ப பிக்கா இருந்தாங்கன்னா what do we say? அவங்க பெரிய அண்ணாடா, அவங்க பெரிய அக்கா, அவங்க பயங்கரம் அப்படின்னு சொல்லுவாங்க. யாராவது ரொம்ப குட்டியா இருந்தாலும் என்ன சொல்லுவோம்? when we see them, we say, they are no, அவங்களால ஒண்ணும் பண்ண முடியாதுடா. We have that in our mind, right? So this is a thing that everybody has. Even the small children like you will have that idea, thought in their mind, and even the people, grown up people, even the big ones, they also will have the thought that tiny things are not useful to us. சின்னது நமக்கு என்னைக்குமே பிரயோஜனப்படாது. Here in this story, we are going to see about a tiny one which helped the boy. Okay, in this story, we are going to see a boy who had a sheep, and the sheep wanted to go to the forest, and the boy was very sad because the sheep went into the forest. Why the sheep went into the forest? It wanted to eat some grass. So he wanted to eat the grass, so the little boy wanted to go home. Sheep wanted to go to the forest. So the sheep would not go home, right? So the boy began to cry. And when the boy was crying, a rabbit came to the boy and was asking, why are you crying, little boy? I'm crying because the sheep run away, the boy said. Then the rabbit said, don't cry, little boy. I can make the sheep go home. I can make the sheep to come with you. And the rabbit ran after the sheep and told, see, the boy is crying, please go home. But the sheep did not obey the rabbit words. So the rabbit began to cry now. So when this boy crying and this rabbit started crying, and now a squirrel came. Why are you crying, little rabbit? And the rabbit said, oh, I'm crying because the little boy is crying, and the sheep, because the sheep run away. So the squirrel said, you don't cry. I can go and tell the sheep to go home. So the squirrel ran after the sheep, and the sheep would not go home. Then the squirrel also began to cry now. Now came the fox. And when the fox came near the squirrel and the rabbit, and it asked, why you all are crying? Then the rabbit said, we are crying because the little boy is crying and the sheep ran away. And please don't cry. I can make the sheep go home. So the fox ran to the sheep and was asking, sheep, please go home. The sheep said, no, I cannot go home. I cannot go home. Now a small tiny one came. You know what is that? It is a bee. Bee came flying there. When the bee saw all this squirrel, rabbit and the fox crying, bee also asked a question. Why you all are crying? Then they all said because the boy was crying because the sheep ran away into the forest. Bee said, wait, you all don't cry. I'll go and make the sheep go. Now the squirrel, rabbit and the fox said, you are going to go and help the sheep to go home? You tiny little bee, what can you do that? We are very big. We went and told the sheep, but the sheep didn't obey. You are very tiny. Isn't that sheep going to obey you? உன் பேச்ச கேட்க போது நீ இவ்வளவு குட்டியா இருக்கிற உன் பேச்ச அப்ப கேட்க போதுன்னு. The bee said, let me try. நான் ஒரு வாட்டி ட்ரை பண்றேனே இப்ப sheep சொல்றேன்னு. It went on to the sheep. So when it went, actually what is the sound of the bee? The bee makes that sound like that, right? So when the sheep heard that sound, it got scared. Why it got scared, you know? You know, if the bee bites, what it will pain for us, la? அது மாதிரி the sheep என்ன ஆச்சு? ஐயோ ஏதோ பூச்சி வருதுப்பா, இந்த பீ வருது, தேனீச்சு வருது, இது வந்து கடிச்சிச்சுன்னா அவ்வளோதான் நம்ம மாட்டிக்கும் அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு என்ன பண்ணிச்சான்? It started running back to the home. Okay, so the bee didn't do anything. Bee didn't talk with the sheep. அது போய் பேசல, ஒன்னும் பண்ணல. Just it made a sound. அந்த சவுண்ட கேட்டது sheep என்ன பண்ணிச்சு? It started running to the boy. So the boy and the sheep went to home, and the boy was very happy, and the boy thanked the bee. So they both, boy and the sheep, went to home happily. That is your story. Okay, children, I hope you might have understood the story. For better understanding, you read the story. Okay, it is given in the book. You'll have fun when you read. Okay, now the book exercise. We'll just go through. Here you have who said these words, who said this. You have to read and write the answers. You have to put a tick in the correct words. Okay, I'm crying because my sheep has run away. Who said this? The fox or the boy? Okay, here you have to put a tick. Then the bee will sting me, I must run. Who said? The sheep or the boy? I think you know it. Okay, now here write one word answers. You have 5 small questions. For that we will be writing only one word answers. I'll give you the answers. Okay, here you have pictures here. Label the pictures. You have got the answers here. Pick the answers from here. Okay, here see. Now here, how do these animals move? Circle the correct words. The bee, the one is done for you. Flies or hops. The snake, hops or crawls. Try this. If you know, try. And then afterwards, I will be giving you the answers. Okay, you can do it. And here also, do this. You have many things to do in the books. Just make it here. Make many words by adding s. Here, boy. You have to write boys. And then like that, you have to add s. Okay, when you add s, it becomes more. Here it is single. When you add s, it becomes more. So this is the exercise to be done in the book. Do it. Okay. Okay, the last thing is we are going to look into a grammar part. Last time we learned what is a sentence, right? And now we'll learn what are called as nouns. Naming words are called nouns. What do you mean by naming words? We give a name to a place or a thing or anything, things we name them, right? For example, a boy, sheep, and then home, grass, or the words that tell us the name of a person, an animal, a place or a thing. Such words are called as naming words. So naming words are called nouns. So remember, what is a noun? Naming words are called nouns. நம்ம எதுக்காவது பேர் வைப்போம்ல, அதுதான் noun அப்படின்னு சொல்லுவோம். எந்த திங்ஸாக இருக்கட்டும், பர்சனாக இருக்கட்டும், அதுக்கப்புறம் பிளேஸோ எதுவானா இருக்கட்டும். ஒரு அனிமலுக்கு நம்ம பேர் வைக்கிறோம்ல. ஸோ நவ் யூ நோ, ஒரு அனிமல் பார்க்குறோம், அந்த அனிமலுக்கு பேர் வைக்கிறோம்ல, தட் இஸ் கால்ட் அஸ் noun. So naming words are called nouns. Children, you should not forget, naming words are called nouns. Here circle the names of animals it's given. Then choose words from the box to make a new name, picture the things. The answers are given here. Like that, here also you have to write it in the, start with the capital letter. Only little thing you have to finish. Okay, so these are the things that you have to finish in the book. I hope you have understood. If you have any doubt, you can call me, and if you can ask me. Okay, children, thank you.